Way back in the 1990s, a man called Mike Becker wanted a bobblehead. To be clear, what he sought was not a painful neck injury, but a figure with a disproportionately large head mounted on a spring so it could wobble back and forth. And he wasn't after just any bobblehead either. Mike wanted a bobblehead figure of the iconic mascot of Bob's Big Boy, a California fast food restaurant best known for his eponymous burger featuring 2 patties and a double-decker bun cut into 3 pieces rather than the traditional 2. Dressed in checkered white and red dungarees, sporting a stylised quiff and holding his burger aloft, the big boy was a 50s look at Mike and his friends Rob Swartz and John Wilkinson adored. Having met at work and become close friends, the 3 would spend the weekends trawling swap meets and searching out dusty, forgotten motels, hunting for still functional neon signs and tiki mugs that embodied the unique Americana of the 1950s and 60s. Their finds inspired themed parties that dazzled everyone lucky enough to get an invite. Becker had recently seen a big boy bobblehead for sale, but at $900 is well out of his price range. However, rather than abandon his quest, the friends decided to try designing their own figure, thinking that if it appealed to self-declared geeks like them, then surely it must be others out there who would love it too. And they were right. These figures were nostalgia-themed and low-tech, a rebellion against the high-tech playthings flooding every toy shop shelf, and they soon began to build a small but devoted fan base who were won over by the quality and detail of their bobbleheads. Becker, Swartz and Wilkinson realised that this was their chance to turn their nerdy love of pop culture into a viable business, but they were stuck on the name. The most important thing was that they wanted their company to be fun. A fun company. Funko. With that, a behemoth of the toy industry was born. Funko's early years were spent manufacturing bobbleheads based on a variety of pop culture licenses with the moniker Wacky Wobbler. If you want to pick up one of these early bobbleheads, they're surprisingly affordable and widely available. You can buy the original 1998 Big Boy bobblehead in good condition with his box for about £40 to £60 on eBay. And if you're willing to forego the box, you could pick up one for as little as £10 to £20. Funko also produced bobbleheads at Betty Boop in the late 1990s and early 2000s. You can also find a variety of these online with the boxed all-American patronically costumed figurine attracting around £25, or the 2001 Nurse version selling for around £15 to £20. Austin Powers was the first successful of these early Funko products and secured the company's financial future, shipping over 100,000 units, even though the company's warehouse was merely a garage, and the workforce, who largely consisted of a family, roped in to help him with storage and logistics. This success is reflected in the wider availability and lower price garnered by even mint in-box editions of this figure, which can be snapped up for only around £20. UK buyers should beware though, that the vast majority of the sellers of these early bobbleheads are based in the US, meaning that you could face high shipping costs, and larger or bulk purchasers might even have to contend with the complications of the UK import tax. Tell me about it. By the mid-2000s, things were looking rosy for Funko. Through clever marketing and creative events, they created a hugely dedicated fanbase who dubbed themselves Funtastics. They produced bobbleheads with a usually variety of pop culture characters, brands and even real-life celebrities like Mr. T, whose Wacky Wobbler can be snapped up on eBay for around £30 to £60, depending on condition. On the other hand, Funko still had a handful of employees, meaning that its growing popularity came with the growing sense of stress. Co-founder Mike Becker, now dubbed Funko's Chairman of Fun, had given his creative all from the very start and was now beginning to feel close to burnout. So when longtime fanatic and friend Brian Mariotti offered to buy the business, Becker decided the time was right to hand over the reins. This new leadership led to change in direction for the company, with the creation of the now instantly recognisable Funko Pop vinyl, often referred to as simply as Funko Pops. First hitting the shelves in 2010, these new Funko Pop figures retain the disproportionately large head of the bobbleheads, but revamp the characters in a more stylised and generally cuter way than is often likened to the Japanese chibi drawing style. Funko's fanatics were split. Some were determined to support the company no matter what, while others didn't want to collect anything but bobbleheads. In the end though, most were won over by the pop. Vinyl's continued attention to detail and quality, and their numbers were soon swollen by the legions of new fans across the globe. Funko Pops stayed true to the company's emphasis on pop culture, but soon outpaced even the founders' wildest dreams, creating models of characters from Star Wars, Disney cartoons and Marvel. Pop vinyl figures were widely available and generally retail around £15 to £30, making them financially accessible to most collectors, and some have appreciated to values of 10 or even hundreds of thousands. As you would expect, rarity is all when it comes to the most desirable figures, and many of those now considered the most valuable are only available in sale in limited numbers of San Diego Comic-Con, for example. The ultra-rare Willy Wonka Golden Ticket Duo, of which merely 10 were made, and only available at the 2016 Comic-Con. Only 2 sets are known to still have their golden tickets, and one of them saw releasing for eye-watering $250,000, making it the most valuable pop vinyl ever. Another way of enhancing the value of Funko Pop is to get it signed by the actor as celebrity portraits. An autographed version of Ed Sheeran's Funko Pop could net you as much as a few £1,000s, while an Avengers Hulk figure signed by the actor Mark Ruffalo could fetch you around £250. It's said that there are now more than 24,000 lines of Funko Pop vinyls produced, meaning that there are figures representing nearly every fandom or franchise out there. With an accessibly low price point that may well appreciate, you can collect the Funko Pops with love. Then you'll have a collection that could be valuable to you in every way.